Hey, it's Mark. I'm back with, you guessed it, another watch list video. So I'm just going through a watch list here in the morning. Oh man, those some of those ones we had were amazing. The SIRI went, oh man, like 14% on the day. Uh, that was a crazy one. I mean, a lot of these squeezes are gonna come down. So if it squeezes up and it's a struggling company or been a struggling company, odds are the shorts are going to pile back in, and we saw that a long time ago with well, it wasn't that long ago with the marijuana cannabis stocks. CGC, um, Tilray, all those names. They just got hammered. After they spiked. So that's the trade nowadays is spike and short, and then usually squeezes. So let's jump right to, well, let's finish up with what happened yesterday. I went through a watch list yesterday, and I was looking at these short bias scans. I mean, I have other short bias scans too, but I just happened to pick the supernova scans because those have been very reliable. In any kind of market, bull or bear. In a bear market, I was using the 52-week low scans, but I customized it with, let's see here, my filter I had show stocks where the low reached a new 52-week low, average day range 10 is more than 3%, average volume, it's not enough volume, and then that was kind of the gist of the filter, and then I would filter it by RSI. I'd actually look for low RSI, and the lower the RSI, the better, because I just want it to be a really weak stock, if I'm shorting it. So that one did pretty well, but I mean, then we got to switch gears, with this bull market we're in, and so back to the ones that I looked at. I freaking nailed those. Well, I didn't actually trade them because with shorts nowadays, I only I only do shorts that have options, so I can do puts for the risk management. Because I like to hold stuff overnight, ideally. So that one, man, those were crazy. They actually hit the scan again here. Like yesterday, I did the video and I included BGLC, and you can actually, the cool thing about Stock Fetcher is you can pull up scans from the other day. So yesterday we had, yeah, the BGLC, and that one went down 10%. I mean, it went down a lot yesterday, but I didn't short it because, like I was saying, I kind of found the beauty of put options with shorting stocks, and I mean, yeah, you've got all the Greeks to deal with, but the Greeks are less of a problem than getting caught in a short squeeze. And I don't know how many traders I've seen over the past year. They short these. They'll short the craziest, high float or low float stocks, and they'll short them, and they get squeezed out and blow up an account. I mean, that was actually some people made videos on that, and it's kind of like a thing now. Like they just blow up their accounts shorting stocks. So I try to avoid that. And the Sigmatron actually did. It looks like it did pull back because that hit the. I mean, this is hitting the supernova scan here, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sigmatron SGMA has another red day today. But I don't short semiconductor stocks or IT stocks. I mean, I think somebody's shorting like Nvidia at this point, or they're shorting anything like that. That's they don't know what they're doing. You don't short the leader of the bull market when there's strength. So, but the other one that hit was PSQH, and I remember talking about that one yesterday. That one was down 14%. after my video, my watch list video I did. And that was like this is a textbook supernova here. It went from, what did it go from there? $9 to $35 in 3 days, 2 days, and then it just crashes, which is kind of the pattern you look for with these scans. So I'll just jump back and do another live watch list run through here. So I'm still gonna look at these supernovas because these things are working with the market here. Upstart is hitting the scan. That's not a short though. Sometimes what I do is I look at this red candle above the upper Bollinger. That's basically the prime short setup for a supernova stock. It's gone up, 100, 200, 300% in a month or so or less. So you want to, and the Bollinger Bands, they're basically, if I'm not mistaken, they're from made by a guy named John Bollinger, and they're essentially the moving average. They're a moving average in essence, but so it kind of gets it's good for the mean reversion, if you've got a moving average. But I don't particularly use moving averages or anything like that. I just use the trend lines and technical levels, because those are more important than a squiggly line on the chart that maybe somebody's looking at, maybe they're not looking at. But this WKSP is really far above the upper Bollinger Band here. This one keeps hitting the scan, so because I was looking at it, I remember looking at it yesterday, and it was coming up as a short, but my instinct just said it was something weird about it for a short. So yeah, it went up 5%. So that one might even, we gotta see what happens, but I'll check that one out. Sometimes they line up perfectly, so you'll have kind of like this PVL royalty trust. That's not enough of a move that it went from 260 to 308 or 3 something, but when it hits way above the upper Bollinger Band and it's a red candle, that's what they call the kiss of death. So, but that one's not up enough. It's got to be up 100% nowadays or more, way more. I'm not seeing any really good ones. There's a BBIG actually. Yeah, the BBIG. Yeah, I've got some puts on that one, because I know this one from the past. It's just one of those that pops and drops. So I still got that one holding puts overnight. So we'll see how that works out. But if it doesn't work out, these things they'll basically try to squeeze up. So after the first inside bar day, and if the inside bar on the consolidation candle doesn't go below roughly half or more of the first big candle, then if it doesn't go below it, then it's still a possibility of a squeeze. But if the shorts are in control and they knock it down to another level, it's all about the levels. It's like if they knock it down, it's not going to be a long, obviously. So yeah, let's go through Let's go through a long bias and see what's moving now. This one uses momentum. I really like that. I really like this scan right here. And there's a couple more scans I like to look at, but I won't go into those in detail just for the sake of time here. But the MKFG, that one just hit the scan. I've actually been, I was pounding the table on this one, way back in May, when I saw that the trading range was broken to the upside. It was in a really fairly defined trading range, and the fundamentals on it I looked at were pretty solid, with revenue growth and just being in the right industry at the right time here, and the market was sleeping on it, and I've got monthly calls still. I thought it would be. I mean, I realized it'd be like a slow process, so I just got monthlies all over like different months. Like October, September. Excuse me. I got allergies, but yeah, my allergies just come and go, but they're actually not that bad nowadays. But so the Kiba. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, there's the excuse me. There's the Marker Therapeutics MRKR. That one, I mean, 1 or 2 more days, even one more day of a run day, a positive day, and I think that one, it's gonna have a pullback, especially being looks like a biotech or a medical company. I'll have to check that one out. And what happens is a lot of times this scan that I'm looking at right now, this under 1 Momo, it's actually over 1 now, but that's the one I used it like that originally. This scan right here will find me sector rotation before it's very apparent, and it'll find the sector rotation for you really well. So like you can see here, it's usually the strong stocks that get in it. So like, I mean, there's the solar. So solar had a pretty good run. Looks like today it's kind of all over the place. Yeah, look, there's the Weight Watchers. Yeah, there's Weight Watchers. That one actually came off of a flag, a bull flag. There's the finger. That one I called out as a short, like a week ago or so at the top, like the day before it topped. I think that one had puts too. I think I just messed up on that one. I just wasn't watching it that day. Because I usually tend to have a ton of positions and trades, but yeah, there's a 3D. I wonder if that's a 3D printer too. STKH. Man, I'll have to look through a lot of these later after this video. Yeah, man. I'm not seeing. It doesn't look like a lot of stuff that's coming off of making a new trend. Because a lot of times this scan, like I'll stand and find stuff that's already down a lot and it's starting a rotation. So it's finding the stuff that's been making lows or coming off of the lows a lot of times. So man, that BORR drilling looks pretty good. BORR, but that's gotta have oil go too. So yeah, well, the last thing I want to touch on was Bitcoin. I noticed Bitcoin. It's coming up on some major levels here for a trend. This is the ETF, so it's not gonna mimic Bitcoin perfectly, but it's actually pretty good. It's pretty close to the actual BTC. So I'll just show you what I found here. So we've got the bottom was in November. I mean, as far as the ETF goes, and then we draw a trend line. It goes all the way up to today. So it found support here, found support there, found support there, and it's just in these long flags. I mean, that was a flag too. So it flags and then bounces, flags, bounces. So we're in a flag now. It's coming down and consolidating, and it's got this level right here. I would say on this particular ETF, it's right about here. It's like 1550 to 16 is the level we gotta watch here. So what it does, whatever it does here is very important. You know, if there's a serious, you know, breakdown of this trend line, then it's not so good for the Bitcoin momentum. But if it bounces here, it's pretty good. But I mean, what I see here is this, it topped here, and then it made a lower high, which is not particularly bullish. Like, see here, it made a high, came down, then it made another high. So it's not making higher lows, or it's not making lower highs. It's bouncing, but it's not. I mean, it needed to come above this 18 level. So I mean, and Bitcoin, that's, you know, whatever that comes out to be, it's still not super bullish. You know, that makes me think might take out this trend line. But we'll see. Like, this trend line's been pretty strong, so it's found trend support, and the Bitcoin's been, you know, full of momentum. But and usually in the past, if I try to like trade Bitcoin, it just do the opposite of what I thought I was going to do. So like, you'd see it weak and then it would be strong, you know. So I don't trade Bitcoin per se. I mean, I just got some long-term holding in it, but yeah, this really key area to watch here on Bitcoin. The next, probably this week or then the next week, will tell us, you know, what it's going to do next. We'll see how it reacts to that uptrend line. And well, man, is BBIG down more? Oh, I don't know. That would be sweet. So FTK, that one's not really doing what I thought it was going to do. I mean, it's still holding that 80, roughly 79. Yeah, it needs to hold 80 to keep this triangle long set up. And we'll see what happens. I've got some calls on that one, so I'll probably cut it if it knocks down below 80. Yeah, that's all I want to talk about today. Just what I saw with Bitcoin, that it's coming up in that long-term trend support. And I think there were some other topics that I was thinking of, but that's just the main thing I wanted to get out here. And we're already at 20 minutes. So, like I was saying, like these videos I'm doing here, they're not scripted, they're not staged. It's just, you know, what I'm looking at right now. So in the future, I'll do these videos probably on the weekend. I think the weekend's probably the best for people to watch videos. Like I noticed, I didn't have a ton of people watching my watch list yesterday. Because people are just busy, but I understand. So I think I'll just do these watch lists on the weekend. Unless, I mean, maybe some people like it during the days too, or during the week. So we'll see. But I might just do a super long one on the weekend now. I think that's a good idea. I'll do a really long one on the weekend. Just everything that I'm thinking about. So, because there's a lot of stuff going on, nowadays. We just had the banks, that bank merger, and that one. Yeah, I mean that one. We'll see. Like I think the history of these banks buying each other hasn't been very good with the regionals lately. I mean that was kind of like a last ditch effort they did before, and the government ended up having to step in with regulators. So I'm not super bullish on regionals still, like, and just the fact that PACW had a bad quarter, like it's not good. Like I mean there's even deposit flight. I didn't look at the actual number, but it's not good stuff for these regionals. But yeah, I'll wrap it up here and talk to you on the weekend. Later.